What's going on, everyone? Hope you're having a great day. Welcome to the Tundra Dude 34 YouTube channel. If you've been here before, welcome back. If you're new to the channel, welcome aboard. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and notification bell so you know every time I put up a video and or live stream. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, it is snowing here in New Jersey. I just took a little time out from doing a little shoveling and clearing the car off. We're sitting in the TRD Pro. I wanted to give you a great story that I got from a viewer named Scott. All right, every once in a while I get these really good stories of owners that come over from other brands into the Tundra, and I like to share the story with you. So what I did with Scott, he sent me a nice story which we will read momentarily, and then I went back at him and asked for a couple pictures of his new truck. He got a 2021 limited double cab, beautiful truck in silver sky metallic, and I also asked for some pros and cons coming into the Tundra initially. He's had the truck about 1 month. Initially, what are some of the things he likes and dislikes about it? And like some of the other viewers that send me videos like this, we will keep up with him and make sure he's happy along the way and see some of the things that he likes and dislikes over time. So without further ado, we are going to get to Scott's initial email, and then we will go on to the pros and cons. All right, Scott's email says, a little background info. I recently bought a 2021 Tundra double cab in the limited trim TRD off-road package. Actually bought it in January last month when the incentives were still really good, so I'm glad I didn't wait. I have a 2001 Chevy Silverado, so it's been a while since I've had a new vehicle, but the Chevy was really starting to nickel and dime me. Before I bought new, I looked at the new Silverados, GMC Sierra, Ram 1500, Nissan Titan Pro 4X, and also test drove them. I hadn't given the Tundra much thought because it seemed so outdated on paper, but once I checked it out up close, I was really impressed by what I saw and drawn to the modern ruggedness, quality interior, and simple yet modern electronics and infotainment. In addition, I really appreciated the nice layout of everything and the ample physical buttons. In fact, it was about the only truck where I felt almost instantly at home and comfortable without having to go to school to learn how to use all the fancy electronics, cumbersome software, etc. Then, when I test drove it, I knew it was the one. I love the way it handles, drives, and that 5.7 liter V8. Man, that engine is sweet. I'm really glad I gave the Tundra the nod, and every time I see my truck or get into it to drive, it puts a big old smile on my face, so I know I made the right choice. All right, I found that email very interesting, which is why I asked him for some pros and cons, which we will read momentarily. Some of the things that he said in there, he didn't even consider the Tundra because it looked outdated on paper. We hear that quite often. People will look up half tons when they're looking to get into something new, and they'll look at the Tundra and they see that it hasn't been updated in a while, and they don't really give it a chance because on paper, like we talk about, the fuel mileage isn't the best. It still has the 5.7 liter V8 that's been around since the 07 model year. So it really doesn't draw to the top of people's lists when they're looking at half-ton trucks. But, you know, he test drove all the other half-tons out there, so he ended up giving it a shot, and he fell in love with the truck. And we do hear that every now and again. When people actually give the Tundra a chance, they do fall in love with the truck. Some of the other things he said in there, he liked the way it was a less is more approach to the half-ton, which we talk about all the time. There's not a lot going on in here right now. You know, it's basic stuff. He talked about physical buttons, which a lot of these trucks nowadays are going to, you know, the infotainment pretty much runs everything. But there are a lot of owners out here who use this truck for truck purposes, and they want the physical buttons, maybe to turn the knobs and stuff like that when they have gloves on or whatever. But those are two things that really drew attention in what he said initially. Was it looked really outdated on paper until he drove it and realized how much he liked it, and things like the physical buttons and the simple electronics to use in this truck. You really don't have to go to school to learn, you know, how to work everything in here. It is pretty simple. So let's get to some of his pros and cons. I'll start with the cons of the truck. Gas mileage is the main one, but I knew that going in. That's just what you sign up for when you go for a powerful V8, and honestly, all the half-ton trucks I was looking at were in the 15 to 20 mpg ballpark, give or take a few mpgs. Still though, I wish Toyota would have added a few gears to the transmission around the 2018 to 2020 model year, as I think that would be really beneficial. For example, if they had the same engine with, say, an 8-speed transmission, I think Tundras would get much closer to the 2021 mpg range. But I get that it's a bulletproof engine and transmission, so I could see Toyota's reluctance to make changes to that setup. The only other cons I can think of is that I can't help but feel that the double cab gets the shaft when it comes to some features such as the JBL premium sound system. Although the factory speakers are decent, no option for a sunroof, and the fact that the rear window does not go all the way down like on the Crewmax. But I came from a 2001 Chevy Silverado with no opening at all in the back window. So to at least have the square opening in the back window is something I really appreciate. Anyway, back on those unavailable features on the double cab, it's like that on any trim of the double cab, including the TRD Pro, which is just mind-boggling to me. I would have gladly paid a little more if I could have gotten the premium sound system, a sunroof, and the rear window feature, but for me and my needs, the double cab was a much better choice with the 6.5-foot bed versus the huge cabin space of the Crewmax with only the 5.5-foot bed. But I really wish I could have some of these Crewmax features in the double cab. Probably just how guys with the Crewmax wish they had the 6.5-foot bed. To sum it up though, for my money and the options I was looking for, I feel like the limited trim hit a nice sweet spot, and mine included the TRD off-road package, blind spot monitoring, rear cross traffic alert, front and rear parking sonar, and spray and bed liner. A couple other small annoyances I'll just mention include a lack of the driver's side grab handle and no back seat pocket on the back of the driver's side seat. Small things I know, but come on Toyota, why? I just don't get it. So I may do the driver's side grab handle mod that many Tundra owners have done, and I want to say thanks to all the Tundra owners out there who share videos about the mods they do to their trucks. Very helpful and much appreciated. I'm new to the Tundra community, but I think it's an awesome group/brotherhood. Speaking of brothers, my brother has a 2010 Tundra Crewmax in the SR5 trim with somewhere around 250,000 miles, and he hasn't had one problem with his truck. The only thing he has done to his truck is the regular maintenance stuff: oil changes, tire rotations, new tires, and new brakes. And only one new battery in that much time. His outstanding ownership experience is one of the reasons I went with Toyota instead of GM, Ford, Ram, and Nissan. Pros. Really like the way the Tundra looks. Much more so than any of the other half-ton trucks, especially in the double cab, access cab style configuration. The way it drives, handles, feels very nimble to me for a big truck, easy to turn, easy to park. Powerful engine and smooth transition. That naturally aspirated V8 is just awesome. I also really love the TRD off-road suspension shocks. It handles bumps and potholes with ease, and I think it's a perfect combination of a daily driver with the capability for some off-road when needed. I've also seen some people say they don't like the stock tires, but honestly, I think they're damn good for stock. I've had excellent traction on everything from dry pavement to mud, rain, sleet, snow, and we've basically had every kind of surface conditions here in KC since I bought the truck. I also really appreciate the clean, modern layout of all the controls, including the ample physical buttons. And I think the 8.1-inch infotainment is the perfect size. But again, I came from a 2001 Chevy Silverado with no infotainment screen. The last pro I will mention is the resale, dependability, reliability. You simply can't beat Toyota. That's actually the biggest reason I went with the Tundra over all the others. At the end of the day, I wanted a no-nonsense, modern truck that was comfortable, easy to drive, highly capable, powerful, just the right amount of tech and infotainment, size, etc. With the best resale, dependability, reliability possible, and I feel like I found that in the Tundra. Reasons I didn't wait for the next gen. I'm not one to buy the first year model of a new vehicle, so for me I couldn't wait for 2023. I also do not buy new vehicles very often, so I wanted a tried and true truck with a solid platform, including a bulletproof engine transmission. Again, the Tundra checked all the boxes for me, and with the incentives that were available in January, even on the current year 2021 models, I made the leap. I'm really enjoying it so far, as you can probably tell from my email, and every time I see it or get into drive, it's a big old smile on my face, and at the end of the day, who could ask for more than that? All right, thank you, Scott, for sending that in. It's really cool to have you in the Tundra. A lot of the pros and cons make a lot of sense. When we do that with owners, when they come into the truck, brand new to the Tundra, a lot of the pros and cons are pretty much the same thing, and Scott, same idea there. I do like what he said about the interior, about how everything is simple to use and the physical buttons are still there. Love the add-in, because I didn't even ask for this, about why he didn't wait for the next gen. I always like to hear that reason. A lot of your reason out there is you really like that 5.7 liter V8 engine. It is tried and true. It's been around a long time, practically bulletproof at this point, and it has mated very well to this 6-speed automatic transmission. Of course, the gas mileage isn't the greatest thing in the world, but the truck will be around a long time, and I feel like all of the dependability of the truck and, with not a lot braking on it, it's probably worth paying a little more in gas for that point. So thank you very much, Scott, for sending that in. Keep me updated on your truck. I want to hear if you have any problems along the way. If any of your pros and cons change, definitely hit us up. We would love to hear what you have to say. If you are someone who has come to the Tundra from another brand, please feel free to email me at tundradude34@gmail.com. I would love to hear your story. One other thing Scott said that was pretty cool. His brother owns a 2010, I believe he said, Tundra with 250,000 miles on it. So that was another reason he went that direction, because his brother had so much success with his truck. But until next time, I look forward to hearing what you guys have to say about this one. I will put up a couple playlists here. We're going to put up the Toyota dealership walks, and we'll put up the next generation Tundra playlist, just in case you guys want to hear some of the rumors they have going on of what is to come next for the Tundra. Supposedly this model year 2022, or excuse me, next model year 2022, but this year. This actual year, next model year. So let me know what you think. Until next time, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook at TundraDude34, TundraDude34@gmail.com. You guys have a great day. Be safe and be well.